Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is a D-Day, so it's Tech Day, and it is a remote learning day as well. So this little video is going to teach you the things that you need to do for your remote learning for tech, and hopefully you won't have any questions. But if you do, we have a I Need Help Zoom link here that you can click. I will be on that Zoom all day long, that you can just hop on there and say hi and ask me any questions you might have. And it's open from 7:45 until 10:30, and then I'll be back on at noon until 3:15. I have to get my shot and I have lunch for a certain amount of time. So I will be off for a little bit, but then I'll be back on. So first thing I want to have you do is you're going to play in the Barnyard Math app. If you forget what that looks like, this is the app you want to look for on your iPad. The one thing I want you to do once you're in there, you're going to see a screen that looks similar to this, and I want you to hit the gears in the corner before you get started. You are setting your timer level. You want your timer to be set to be off to begin with. So you would have to make sure that the timer is not green. No green means it's off. You're going to go and play this app for 5 minutes. I'd like you to start with level 1. Even if you are on lesson 10 or 14, I still want everyone to start back at 1 today. I'm going to have you set a timer for 5 minutes, and I want you to see how many levels can you do in 5 minutes. When your timer goes off, you're going to go back to this gear, and to get to that gear, you would hit a yellow button over here that will say Main Menu. Hit that gear, and you're going to turn your timer back on. So now you need it to be green. You will then go ahead and hit play, and again, you're starting over. You're going to start with number 1, lesson 1. Now I know you already have done this lesson, and you've already done it prior to our class. So I want you to know the reason why we're doing it twice is we're trying to get you to be faster with your math facts and put you to a timer. So now that the timer is turned back on, can you do that lesson or that level by completing all 10 in a minute? If you do, then you'll go on and you'll tell you to go to the next level. If not, it'll tell you to try again. So you go ahead and follow what your iPad says. Again, you're going to do 5 minutes worth of work with the timer on. When you are finished and your timer goes off, you're going to come back here to Google Classroom and you're going to mark this assignment as done. Make sure that you are clicking on there, clicking to be able to hit the green word that says assigned, and then you'll hit the button that says mark is done. Next is our seesaw. We are going to do a project in seesaw. It is called, excuse me here, I'll get it back out. It is called Happy Spring. So when you get into seesaw, it should take you right to this assignment here. And what you're having to do is making me a spring picture. Your picture should reflect things from spring. So this individual thought spring dealt with flowers and green grass. And notice that their flowers are all made out of shapes. All right? They even have the flowers talking with little thought bubbles. So you're going to make yourself a happy spring picture by clicking on Add Response. And then you're going to be able to use all the tools that are available to you. So first off, if you're going to draw something, any of these tools will work. Remember, if you touch it and then touch it again, you can pick the size of how wide your pencil or marker will be. You'll go over to the right to pick your color of what you want to write in. The one thing, though, I'd like you to use a lot of is the shapes, and that is with these 3 dots. And if we go ahead and click on shapes, I want you to try to use as many of these shapes as you can. So if I think about spring, I think about flowers. So I'm going to click on the circle, and then I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to go ahead and color it yellow, maybe a better yellow. And then I'm going to go and do shapes again. This time, though, I'm going to do a circle. And I'm going to shrink it up. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to change its color. All right, so I'm going to make it orange. And then I'm going to get all these orange to go all the way around. So I'm going to do the 3 dots, and I'm going to duplicate. and I'll just click and drag to put it in its spot. 3 dots, duplicate. Okay. 3 dots, duplicate. Alrighty. And I could go all the way around the flower to put all its petals on. All right. Next, I would want to make possibly the stem. So again, I can use shapes and I can use the line. When I use the line, I'm going to have to turn it because I don't have a stem going that way. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my stem. And I'm going to color it green. And I'm going to move it into place. Now, it looks a little funny because it's in front of the flower. We need it to go behind. So if we hit our 3 dots and we say order, we can send it to the back and then the stem's behind the flower. So I'd like you to really use as many of the shapes as you can. You could use the arc for a rainbow. You can even use thought bubbles to type in your message. So if I put up here that spring has sprung, and I would do that with the T tool. So I would type in spring has sprung. And I'm going to take off those lines that are on there by going to the 3 dots and going to style and taking off the box around it. And then I can move it and stick it inside my cloud to look like my thought bubble is talking. So I want you to be creative. You could add in like green grass to show it's springtime. You can put in trees because a lot of times our trees are budding out this time of year. So if I do big swamps, okay, and then I'm going to make sure that it's green. The green turned on there. Okay, so I can even color over that. Okay, not the prettiest green grass, but that'll work. All right, so when you think you're all done and you have a really nice spring picture, think of all the things that happen in spring. We have birds, we have green grass, we have flowers, we have rainbows, because a lot of times we get rain in April to bring up our flowers that we see in May. So anything that you draw, try to use the shapes as much as you possibly can and be creative. When you are done, you will hit the green circle with the white check mark. You will then come back to Google Classroom and also mark this as done by hitting the green word assign and marking as done. And then you are finished for the day. Remember that Zoom link. If you need help, go ahead and click on there and I'll be there. And good luck with completing your assignments. I can't wait to see your spring pictures. Good luck with your math. I will see you guys next week. Bye.